Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Mostly Movies podcast with Nick and Christian. He's Nick, I'm Christian, and today the movie we are mostly talking about is the brand new Companion, just came out, starring Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher. But before we get into all of that, please as always head over to thescreengods.com for all of Nick's latest movie reviews and all of our past podcast episodes. You can find it all at thescreengods.com. And of course, you can also find us on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, IG, and X, always pending.
So we got 2 posts in the last 2 months, but that's one more than we had before.
It's progress, baby. But head over there for reels and clips and other fun content that we have. Now, to get down to business, buddy, how are you doing? I'm in an undisclosed location.
You are, I gotta say, the lighting, way better. I always found it funny because if you listen to our previous pods, you'll see how Christian just rails Hollywood because they can't get the lighting right. Meanwhile, he's taking shots from a glass house because he's the worst lighting of any podcaster I've ever seen ever. But it's good to see you. First of all, it's good to see you. We didn't get to hook up last week, so good to circle back. And the lighting is. It looks like you're just in the room next to me. It's great.
I know. I have several lights on it. It's undisclosed. I'm off the grid right now. I'll be back on the grid soon with shittier lighting.
Great.
Which I'm sure everybody will look forward to. What can you do, dude? When you get an upgrade, you get an upgrade. And it's just what it is. But
I like how casual the new studio is. You're just relaxed. You got that relaxed mic just chilling on your belly.
Dude, literally, I got beach, and I got relax.
There you go.
I'm basically at an Airbnb right now.
An Airbnb. I love it.
Jesus Christ. Thank God I made it home. We've had torrential rainstorms here in California, which I guess everybody across the country would, call us pussies for, but it was nuts trying to get home.
Yeah, I mean, people they don't know how to drive. It's crazy. It's like, just everyone go slow or everyone go normal. Just that's all it is.
Well, full disclosure here, I don't have great windshield wipers. There might be times where I'm doing the
Doc, first of all, get yourself some car, whatever it's called.
Dude, I've been really good about having.
It's not CarMax, so that's
no, they sell cars.
Max.
Yeah. Rain-X.
No, what's Rain-X? Thank you. I don't know why I had car in my brain. But you're the one that told me about Rain-X, and it's been.
I know it's the greatest invention on God's earth. Unfortunately, the Airbnb I'm staying at, I don't have access to any. There's an AutoZone down the road, but I've yet to frequent it and just get my shit together. Yeah, dude, it was nuts trying to get home, but I'm sorry, to my undisclosed location, but
right.
Yeah, well, we made it. Anyway. We're here. Did you have steak?
So Jamie has been, very quick story, Jamie's been pining for steak sandwiches for the past 48 hours. And she did not feel well last night. She was under the weather, so she couldn't bring herself to prepare that. So she's been thinking about it all day. And so she went to Walmart to pick up all the accoutrement for the meal.
And what does that look like?
It's just, it's the, French rolls for the sandwiches, and tomatoes, just, lettuce, whatever.
Tomato.
Oh yeah, all tomato. Right. I think she had Jack cheese. I think white Jack, because they don't sell a white American at like Walmart. You can't.
You can't find white American anywhere.
You can, but it's at like a restaurant supply place. That's it.
Well, or you have to get it sliced fresh from the deli. I don't understand why Kraft Singles doesn't do a white American single, because I would do it all the time.
I've seen it very rarely. It's probably at like, we can get to this later. We don't have a what is not stinky segment. And I can tell you who really is underrated, and that's Winco. Like, if you're not shopping at Winco, I don't even
They do have it.
They got everything.
You're right.
And they're extremely affordable compared to everything else. I don't know about eggs. I'm not promising any eggs on air. But
you can't get eggs.
Back to the steak thing. So Jamie went to the store, and it's Walmart. You know what to expect when you head into a Walmart. And she got exactly what you'd expect, which is they ran out of bags. So she told me the story right when we got out of the movie. She was like, we're not having steak sandwiches.
So what do you mean they ran out of bags?
They ran out of grocery bags. She had no bags at the
All
checkout.
right.
They're out, which is crazy. So she had to carry out the 7 things, which is not a ton, but enough to where she's walking with handheld groceries in the rain, in the dark, and
Nice.
naturally she drops some things. So
Okay.
she goes down to get everything, and it's wet and windy and rainy here in Sacramento right now. So she was trying to kind of hurry up. So she gets everything in the car, and then as she's driving away, she hears someone kind of say something, but she couldn't really see him, and they weren't like flagging her down. It was just kind of like someone go, go, or something like that. So she was just like, let me get the hell out of here because I need to get out of this Walmart parking lot. Come to find out, she gets home. She's got everything but the steak. When she forgot to pick up the steak. Like, that's the thing of all the things that she left there in the parking lot. It was the meat.
Did she go back for it?
She didn't, because she was just so over it. And we're not the Walmart from our house. I mean, it's not far, but it's not like super close either. So she was like, I'm not going back.
Well, no, it's 17 miles away.
It wasn't 17 miles, but it's easily 9 miles, and it's a long 9 miles, right? It's like stoplights and everything else. So, we don't, and like I said, I wouldn't go back because I don't backtrack for anything. If you watch
for steak
episode, I mean, it's thin steaks. It's not like a ribeye.
You're not doing like a fillet on a sandwich.
Are you out of your mind? No. If we're doing a ribeye, we're eating a ribeye. I'm not putting it on bread and putting tomato and mayo on it. It's this guy. So anyway, long story short, I had to stop and pick up the steaks for a second time on the way home because we ended, and here's the kicker. And we're 7 minutes in. This is such a wonderful kickoff to the show. They weren't even good. They were just
the Sandos.
They were just average. I think that they could feel the negative energy inside the sandwiches as I was eating them.
I could just imagine as soon as Jamie pulled off and the steaks were on the ground, like the hobos just like flies just immediately. Or like if you like piranhas when you fall into the water, it's just like eviscerate. It was just as soon as she pulled off, the steak was eviscerated by West Sac hobos, or
It wouldn't surprise me.
But but we're talking flank. Now we're talking flank. What?
It was probably a $7 package.
All right.
It wasn't like, it's 3, the carne asada steaks is actually what it is. They're just thin, really thin steaks.
Yeah, it's like when a shark smells blood in the water, they're just like, there's steak on the ground somewhere. The no bags is hilarious, though. I wish I had a visual of just her carrying all
a head of lettuce and 2 tomatoes and just French rolls.
What the fuck?
Steak.
Were you guys making turkey sandwich? You did lettuce, tomato on a steak sandwich?
It feels like Christian's never had a steak sandwich.
I've had a steak sandwich. I'm thinking more
lettuce,
like
tomato. Yeah,
I'm thinking like crispy onions. I won't put tomato on pretty much any sandwich, but that's
the thing right there. Well, no, I mean, these are affordable, cheap ingredients. We're not trying to grab crispy onion straws that we're going to use one time for a meal.
You put that in salads and shit.
Yeah, we don't make salads at home. We don't do salads at home. Hey, spoiler, not a salad guy. But anyway, that was 9 minutes now on the dinner. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
But you know what was not a waste of time? How about this segue? Companion. Let's talk about it. That's
Companion.
Let's react.
It was a fresh take, I think, on the AI robot genre, which I looked up, which is one of my favorite genres. But I looked up a list of kind of the recent ones, and let me tell you, it's not short. So it's been done before, but
it's not short. Sure,
it's definitely not. Well, I mean, I guess the list of like good ones is maybe short. You have Ex Machina. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's probably what people would say is one of the best ones. iRobot, obviously, is up there. But this one, starring Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher, opens up with the title characters rolling up to a secluded lake house, which I love nothing more in a movie than a secluded lake house. Ballin' ass like Elon Musk. Well, I guess not maybe on that level, but
no, it was not that level.
Yeah, maybe not that level. But it was to the point where I thought it wasn't in America, and then you find out later you were still in America, which was
it's just like an Oregon. Yeah.
yeah, somewhere like that. But it opens up with the title characters who are a couple. They're going to see their friends on, I guess, what would be like a weekend retreat. And you have a small amount of characters here, too. but they're going to this lake house for a retreat, and they kind of let it known the tension as they're walking up to the house. They're kind of letting you know who the robot is, I guess, and that there's some tension with Jack Quaid's friends, who he plays Josh, and Iris is Sophie Thatcher. And there's some tension with some of their friends, obviously, about her being a robot, right? Especially with the main, was it Kim? Hold on, I got it right here. Kat.
Yeah.
Kat. So you have Josh, Iris, you have Kat, Sergey, and Sergey, who owns the estate, right? And then you have Eli and you have Patrick, who are the other couple. And so they let it known instantly, like Iris is nervous because she's like, they don't accept me or whatever. So you know there's some tension there. And then they introduce all the characters right away. And obviously Sergey comes down the stairs. He's like obviously a Russian mob boss, and you're like, that's the bad guy for sure. And then they introduce you to Eli and Patrick, who are the other couple. And they have a night of, booze, probably some other drugs, whatever they're doing. They have a great night. And then the next morning is where you really get to the crux of the plot. So the next morning, Josh wakes up. He's hungover. They were supposed to go to the lake, him and Iris, to have a day at the lake. He's too hungover. He can't go. He goes, hey, you head out to the lake. You have a great day, which is kind of weird. And so Iris goes off venturing to the lake, and she gets to the beach, puts her feet in the sand, which I like that shot. Not just because the feet, but it was just cozy.
It's
just a cozy. No, I'm not Quentin Tarantino here. But it was just a cozy.
Rex Ryan.
Just a cozy shot. And so obviously Sergey shows up and he tries to take advantage of Iris, and she glitches pretty much. And then they cut away to coming back up to the lake house where all the other friends, Kat, Josh, Eli, and Patrick, are hanging out. She's covered in blood. And that's really where the crux of the movie starts. Well, that's really where the movie starts, which I thought it wasn't slow at all. It was only an hour, 20-minute movie. So it really gets into things fast. But so Iris murders Sergey. And I'm sorry we didn't say spoilers at the beginning of all of this. That was the one thing I forgot. That was the one thing I forgot.
I was going to say the thing that you haven't said, because you just assumed, and I'm assuming that most people that are going to see this are watching the trailer, because people still do that. But even if you watch the trailer, it's kind of obvious, depending on which trailer you see, that right. Iris is a bot. But of course, like all the current ones going on right now, like the Megan Fox movie on Netflix right now and all that, she doesn't look like a robot. So the thing is it doesn't explicitly say she's a robot. Like it just alludes to it. You don't really know that unless, of course, you've seen the trailer and you've ruined it for yourself already. But I thought that, I mean, the reason why this is important is my daughter went, Jordan, and I asked her to go, and she was like, yeah, I like Jack Quaid, I'll see it. She never watched a trailer. So she had no idea This was about robots, which, again, if you watch one of our previous pods, you'll know how we feel and get down on that. We think you shouldn't watch any trailers because it's just a better experience. So she got that benefit because of the way they wrote the script, is that it's not overtly, you don't know that until right when all the stuff starts to hit the fan, which, as Christian said, is about 20 to 25 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, pretty quick. And honestly, I didn't know from... And maybe I am stupid. I don't have to say maybe. I am stupid. But yeah, I didn't get from the first trailer that I watched that she was a robot, because they did a good job, which is rare these days, of kind of concealing that until you kind of made it known to me. Because I don't know, maybe you saw a different trailer, but on one of the podcasts, you were like, yeah, it's like a robot movie or whatever. I didn't get that from the first trailer because, again, I'm stupid. But then after watching, but these are what movies do too. They really, and there's another movie I'll talk about that was one of the trailers that released far too much and fucking ruined the entire movie. But yeah, this one did a good job of concealing it. And also what we'll get to is there's a lot of twists and turns too that I thought were pretty good to kind of add to the story. But so Sergey gets murdered. Iris shows up to the party. She's covered in blood. And obviously they're like, we got to shut her down. And that's where kind of the first twist happens. And and this is what I love. I didn't know it was going to turn into this genre movie, which is my favorite genre, which, Nick, can you name that genre?
Yeah, it's weird, but you've been really into sci-fi lately.
Well, not sci-fi, but it
It's
turns
like a
into a heist movie.
yeah, kind of. I get yeah,
Kind of.
lightweight. Yeah,
Yeah, not like
yeah.
not like Ocean's 8 or anything like that,
No,
but
not a legit heist movie, but heist adjacent.
no.
Yeah.
So this is where it's revealed that they shut her off, and so basically Josh and set up this robot to take the fall for the murder of Sergey, so they could make off because he has millions of dollars stashed in this safe of his
It's
at
just
this.
cash for some
Yeah,
reason. Yeah.
yeah, which that looked like way more than whatever. I don't know what there it was all
Yeah,
ones or whatever,
she
but
said it was $12 million is what she said it was. Yeah.
right. So you come to find
Something
out
like
that
that.
Josh and Kat have set up this plot to frame Iris for this murder. And you come to find out that Josh has been modifying Iris. He hacked her
Yeah.
to basically be more aggressive and be more have self defense. And that's,
Basically to overwrite all the governance
yeah,
that
all the
this
safety,
normal software of a bot apparently would have.
right, safety
Yeah.
protocols, which
In
is
theory.
what, like, yeah, some of that's one of the reason, kind of the knocks I have on it, but we'll get to it. So the rest of the movie is them trying to cover up their murder, them trying to figure out how to, because Iris gets away, obviously. So the rest of the movie is kind of about them trying to hunt her down and trying to figure out how they're going to get away with this, which was it gets more and more ludicrous as it goes, which is funny because the bodies just keep piling up and piling up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it had a little bit of elements of, and I think that's good. I don't want to give the whole movie away. I think that's good, a good place to
Yeah,
kind of
I
the
think so
part
too.
where Christian's about to say, you were about to say it starts to get more and more ludicrous, and I was about to say that was the thing that I mean, there's a lot I liked about the movie. We'll get into some of the like key takeaways, and we'll get into some of the holes too. But the thing that I liked was it started to turn into a little bit of like a Coen Brothers movie, where it was like stuff was just going wrong, like a little bit, just like oh it's wrong, like shit, and now it's this, oh it's wrong again, and it's kind of it starts to, and I almost wanted to just dive into it completely, where they just lose complete control of everything, because that's what a Coen Brothers movie does. If you guys know what I'm talking about, go watch Burn After Reading, or I think Fargo, the original Fargo from the 90s. Those are Coen Brothers movies, are really, really good. But yeah, it's kind of that like everything's just spiraling out of control kind of thing. So it didn't get to that level, but it started to kind of do that. And yeah, it was fun.
No, and the where it was a fresh take on this genre, where is most of these robot AI movies are about the robots not being sentient and then over time becoming
Right.
sentient, and
Yeah.
then all hell breaks loose or whatever. That's pretty much the standard for all these movies. And where this movie
Right.
takes a turn is, and again, spoiler alert, I feel terrible I didn't say this at the beginning because I just fucking got into it.
I will put it. We'll
But
put it in the title of the pod. Don't worry about it.
okay, cool. Where this movie's different is the robot is already sentient. It just doesn't know it yet. So
Right. I guess you could say sentient. What does that actually mean? What is the definition of
it
sentient?
means it's aware that
Is that
it's like
like
a,
self-aware? Is that what that means?
yeah, self-aware. Well, not that self-aware that it knows it's a robot, but self-aware
Able to
to,
perceive or feel things is what that word
right.
means.
And that's where the robots in this movie were different because they actually have memories. And so we should go into that too. So the opening of the movie is Iris walking through a grocery store, and it's supposed to be where she first meets her
To meet you.
husband, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, to meet Josh. And she's walking through a supermarket, and the cliche thing happens where her and Josh lock eyes, and then it's awkward. He tries to go pick an orange off an orange, I guess, bushel, whatever, in the store, and he pulls an
Knocks all
orange
the
off.
oranges over. Yeah.
Yeah, and knocks them all. Yeah, like the cliche thing. And so you think that's where they met, and then come to find out that that's all been programmed into her. It was all
Into
fake.
her
It was just
memory. Right.
into her memory. It was just an option that he chose, basically. And then they show, which is one of my favorite parts, is where they show how she actually met Josh, which is
How
she shows up to the apartment in a box,
a
and
literal bot box. Yeah.
yeah, a literal bot box. And so they're basically like, they come to find out she's a fuck doll, basically, which is where this is all headed.
Right, and that's kind of the companion. That's where the name of the movie comes from. Is that's what she, that's really her only purpose.
Right. They're just supposed to be they're there to assist you, they're there to love you, and that's basically it. But yeah, the
He called
juxtaposition
her an
from
emotional support bot,
right.
something like
Right.
that.
But the juxtaposition between her how she first met him and then how he actually met her is
Right.
hilarious because they're like read the user agreements. He's just scrolling through the user agreements like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, whatever,
Yeah, on his
whatever.
iPad. I knew that was going to come back. I just didn't know where or how that was going to come back.
Right.
Our daughter Jordan did say to me that was the part she liked the most. Is that, like you said, it is a fresh take because all other movies, it's not only that they become sentient, it's that they don't ever believe that they're human. It's
Right.
mostly they want to take humans over, but it's not that they think that they are. This is
Right.
different. This one, she literally, like, the whole scene where he has to explain to her, "You're not real," it was just interesting. It was, and it's not super deep because it's not that kind of movie, but it easily could have been.
No,
You know,
definitely. And this is the one where he had to convince her she's a robot, which
right?
is completely
Yeah,
different.
right.
And it added to the helplessness of it, and for the story, just giving her the fire of trying to stay alive because
Gives her
they're
a purpose
obviously
to fight. Yeah,
right, exactly, because they're obviously trying to take care of her and murder her, whatever. So yeah, it's a lot different than the other AI, and especially like it's so much better than. And I guess I just because we just watched the Netflix one with what's her face,
right.
Megan Fox,
Megan Fox.
which
Yeah.
left it's fucking terrible. But this one was so much more well thought out, especially with the underlying, trying to rob Sergey, who turns out to not really be a bad guy at all, which was hilarious.
Just a guy that wanted to have sex with the robot,
Yeah,
pretty much.
and yeah,
Creepy rich guy.
there was a lot of good comedic moments. I thought it was like the perfect amount to keep the tension and relieve the tension. It wasn't too much at all. I thought it was well placed. The acting was great from everybody. No knocks on that at all. The story I thought was great too. It's probably one of my favorite. Have you seen Ex Machina, by the way?
I have, but it's been years and years, so I
Okay.
couldn't even really tell you. And I only
Yeah.
saw it like one time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be up there. I remember seeing iRobot too, and how it doesn't hold up as well these days. But when I first saw it, it was fucking awesome,
It holds up in some ways. I just watched that was one of those in hotel movies I was on that I got to watch.
dude. The
It took me
best.
5.5 hours to complete it, but I got it done. That's a long movie to begin with. There are things about iRobot that hold up that have literally like have come true kind of stuff,
Well, the
like
themes,
self-driving
yeah, yeah,
cars and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah, the themes of it for sure.
And it had a good, I think that one, what I liked about iRobot, what it did, and this still holds up, is it pointed out, it called out the inability for robots to ever be human. That's what iRobot did. And if you haven't seen iRobot, you should. It's worth seeing just so you can say you've seen it, because it's old now, like Christian said. There's parts of it that don't hold up as well. But the idea there is that they're not capable of actually feeling and making decisions based on feel. They can only make decisions based on data. And that's the whole kind of theme of that movie, and that still holds up now. This one is not, this one. Would you say that this movie has a message? I don't know if there's a message to this movie or if it is more just entertaining. And by the way, if it is just entertaining, it's great.
Definitely. I don't think it has some crazy deep message to it, but what I love about it is like all the like iRobot and all the other ones before it are essentially about robots trying to take over everything. And this one is kind of from more of the like updated angle where it's just like what we're really going to do with robots is just like yeah, we're like men are just trying to have sex
I
with the
think we
new
lost him.
robots.
We either
Who?
lost him or we lost me.
I'm still here. Can you hear
Sorry,
me?
you froze for about 20 seconds.
Can you hear me?
So you're back now. Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you
okay.
now. You said this one is about, the angle is, this one is about what now?
Like what like I was always scared that like the way the like iRobot and all that frames robots are trying to take over the world, and if robots get sentient then everything's going to go to shit,
Right.
where this one is just like all this girl wants is her sentience, and she's like I'm good. I'm not
Right.
trying, I don't have any other agenda. And also it's just been updated to where like iRobot was like, "Oh, we'll have robots to help my grandma cut vegetables or whatever." And now, but like 2025, it's like, no, dudes just want robots to have sex with them. We don't want them to
Right.
fucking.
I was telling, yeah, and so that's the thing, right? And that's the theme of this year too. That was the Megan Fox movie theme too, which I've
Yeah.
what was that
Yeah.
called? Subservient was the name of that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but I was telling my wife and Jordan when I got back tonight that I found it ironic because after me and you touched on the Megan Fox movie a few episodes back, and because we both watched it accidentally and just was like, oh yeah, we watched that. But
Definitely didn't watch it on
the
purpose.
yeah, the thing that I said then, and I don't know if you remember, but I just think it's ironic, is we got on the pod and I said, dude, as if women just don't already have enough to worry about with guys. Now we're just like, you know what? You're almost completely replaceable. Right. And that's what these sex bots are getting after. Right. And if you think that this isn't a thing, go to TikTok. There's one right now called Aria, and she's making her way around TikTok right now. She doesn't look nearly as like what you would see in the movies, obviously, but it's getting closer and closer to it. And but the point is that I said, yeah, it's like we're inching towards. Guys are like, yeah, I'll just buy my own woman and I'll just use her because it's more socially acceptable. And so at the beginning of this movie, it was just ironic because you find out pretty quick, as Christian said, that one of the friends at the party, Kat, one of the the only other woman I think in the movie, she's having a conversation with Iris, who of course doesn't know she's a robot, and Iris says, "Do you not like me?" And she says, "It's not that I don't like you, it's just you make me feel replaceable." And again, at this moment, you don't really know she's a bot unless you've seen the preview and you've connected the dots, which Christian clearly didn't. So
Not
yeah,
from the first one. Not from the first one.
yeah.
No.
But anyway, but in that moment, I was laughing to myself because I literally was in my head. I was like, "That's what I said." Like you're replaceable, and I think there is a message. The two messages I think that I got was, I mean, it was kind of that, but it's more about, like you said, all the old takes are, well, robots will take over and we don't have any control of it. But in reality, I think it's like, no, it's just another tool for humans to screw up, which was the message that I got. We still make them do dumb things, bad things, and also in an ironic twist, they end up still having no control, which is, I think, the irony in the whole thing. So anyway, good film. I think you guys should see it. I don't know if there's like you said, you kind of called out the acting is really good. I would add, everyone knows you got to have a good soundtrack, and I think they had kind of a somewhat of like a 50s kind of like a
opening,
domesticated 50 and closing.
Yeah.
And then they had like a weird, like, just the music in general was well done. It was apt, and it was not overkill. It was good. So loved all that.
Yeah, and the problem with the cat anger for me was like there's also guy robots. Right? Like just go like if you want to feel, and also she's with Sergey, who's this supposed piece of shit by, choice, just because he's rich, which she admits that, like, yeah, he's rich and that's the only reason I'm basically with him. And it's like, all right, well then just get yourself a fuck robot. What are you doing?
Well,
you sound if anything, you just sound lazy, Cat, because you don't want to go out and work and pay the bills. It's like you could have the same thing.
Well, on that part, yeah, but I actually think that was kind of the point, right? Is that she felt useless. She felt like an accessory in her relationship and not meaningful. And now and then her only chance of being meaningful would be to be someone that a man actually loves. And now we're replacing those women with robots. So she's just like, F it. So I think that was kind of what they were going for there. But yeah, the working part is funny.
Like, I feel like Kat ordered a guy robot and it turned on, and she immediately she immediately tried to tell it about her day, and then it just malfunctioned and killed itself.
You are so stupid. You are so dumb.
She had 5 minutes with her robot, and he said, this ain't worth it.
No. The more likely story is that she turned the robot on thinking that she would be asking for physical intimacy on demand, and as soon as she powered it up, his pants just dropped immediately. Probably. She was like, Even with robots, this is all you guys think about. Yeah, I could see that being a thing.
Dude, Kat got a robot and powered it on and immediately tried to tell it about the WNBA games that day, and it fucking killed it.
You are so crazy, dude.
And she goes, "Did you see Caitlin Clark earlier?" And just immediately just fucking malfunctions. But
he was like,
but that's
like, let's talk about Angela Reese or whatever her name is.
Angela Reese. She goes, did you see Chapel Roan at the Grammys? And it just fucking explodes.
I don't even know what that is.
Fuck.
Well,
all right, I'll give you one. I give you one you do know. She goes, "Did you see that Beyonce won a Grammy for a country album?" And it goes, "Absolutely not." It fucking blows its brains out.
Powered itself down. All right, well let's do that. Let's segue into not movies. This is mostly movies. I think go see Companion. I would give it solid. I would give it a solid 4 stars. It's not long enough to, or impactful enough to be like, a 5-star movie, but I would give it 4 stars, no hesitation. And
dude, how about that? Oh, this is the other thing I wanted to point out. A couple knocks about it. I've never seen more foreshadowing for every weapon that's about to be used. They foreshadowed every single weapon from the knife, to the gun in the safe, the knife in her pocket, the gun in the safe, the corkscrew, which they used twice.
Yeah. That was well done, though. I actually thought was well done. I didn't expect it.
I didn't either, and that's what I was going to say, because in that last scene, they show another knife, so you think she's going to go knife.
Yeah, it was good misdirection.
Yeah, really it was
misdirection.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I thought the last kill I thought was awesome. The way they did it, I thought it was great.
It was awesome, and sorry to cut you off, but I have to say this before I forget. There are some lines in movies that you go, all right. Then, because you know it's coming and you're like, don't do it. Then there are some lines that you should have seen coming, and you don't. And then when they say it, you're like, I want to hate it, but I can't. It's too good. And that was how this one ended. I actually, the last line, which, I'll say what it is. It won't really spoil it for you guys because it won't really make sense. But the last line is she says, like, go to sleep. And she kills the main guy. But that's a total closing up of the loop of earlier things in the movie. And it was like, I should have seen it coming. I didn't. And then when she said it, I was like,
yeah. No, she hit him with the yippee-ki-yay motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah. It was like that version. It was good. I loved it. Like you said, the kill scene at the end was great. Really good.
It was great. And there was the other thing I liked too was like it was a lot of girl bossing, which I generally get annoyed with, but it was balanced out with also shittier girl character in Kat, which I thought was like, it was the whole movie what I thought was like really well balanced in terms of likable characters, shitty characters. I just thought it was really well done. The cop there was one cop cameo. I thought he was great.
Yeah, that scene was funny. Yeah,
I thought that whole scene was great and really well done. So yeah, I had a good feeling about this one though going into it. And Jack Quaid is, man, he's on an ascension to greatness. He's fucking spectacular. Sophie Thatcher's spectacular. Everybody else played their role really fucking well. Patrick, which I won't spoil his role, but was great.
Yeah, it was all. He was my least favorite, but not for any real reason. I just don't like the way his face looks. In general.
I didn't either. I didn't care for it either.
So a couple of things on this. A lot of characters in this movie popping up from other movies. So Sophie Thatcher, I was like, this girl looks so familiar, but I've never seen her before. I can't place her. Turns out we just saw her in November. She was in Heretic with Hugh Grant. She was one of the 2 Mormon girls. And I'm like, her voice is like in my ears. I'm like, I've heard that voice because she has a very distinct kind of almost manly voice, but it's like not even manly. It's like sultry almost. So that she's in that. So she's popping up. And then Patrick, he was in Smile 2. He was the dealer in Smile 2 at the beginning of that movie.
Okay.
So yeah, both of them popped up. And then Jack Quaid, he's going to be in the movie that I'm really excited to see that you seem less excited about, but we'll see. In Novocaine, where he can't feel pain. He's the lead in that. And guess who else is in that movie with him that we also saw in Smile 2? My God. In the same movie, Smile 2.
Go ahead. The main character?
Ray Nicholson.
All right.
So all these, like, you could see this kind of a growth of like these young actors, they're kind of, and that's what, they all kind of cast each other. So once they've seen each other in movies,
No, but I'm like,
so
I'm
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too because I like this new generation,
Yeah.
which is hilarious because Jack Quaid is my exact age. He's 32 years old, which is very fucking cool. But no, I even the girl from The Substance, Molly, I don't know her last name, but yeah, she's part of that crew. Yeah, a lot of young, and I think Jack Nicholson's son from Smile 2, he's gonna be in something else. Yeah, Ray Nicholson. Yeah, I'm liking the new
Novocaine.
Oh, he's in Novocaine. Okay.
That's what I just said. Yeah, I just told you.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. Yeah, so no, I'm excited for this new generation. I think there's a lot of good young people coming up, and yeah, definitely go see it. It was a good time.
We did a show a couple episodes ago. I think it might have been our last episode. I can't remember now, where we talked about the movies coming out this year, and there's a 500 plus movies coming out, and I think we had a list of maybe 20. And one of my big knocks was that there's just not a lot of creative scripts coming out.
Right.
This one, the theme wasn't new. Obviously, it's AI, and that's the big thing of this year. But like Christian said, it was a really fresh take on it. So, like you said, some of these, like, you can just tell by the way they do the trailer.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean about like using music, like just the music in the trailer. The trailer didn't really say a whole lot, but it's the way they did it and they edited it and the music, and it gave you enough to be like, I got to check it out, which is really the whole point of it, right?
Yeah, and they did a great job. Damn, I just forgot what my other point was, but
sorry, man.
No, it's all good. It'll come. Oh, what I was going to say was, from a fresh take perspective, they did a lot of clever things with the AI and the tech too, which I thought were good. With like the scene in the car where she's trying to get away and is adjusting her voice levels and
really cool stuff.
Yeah, things like that they did. So
4 stars, gang.
That's what I got. But I do talking about trailers that give away too much. I saw the latest trailer for Sinners, and fuck. Dude, it ruined what I think is the entire movie. We're still going to see it, obviously. But, dude, this last trailer, the first one was perfect.
Yeah, perfect. You don't know what's really going on.
You know it's a vampire movie, fine. But that's all it showed you in this latest trailer, and it's out, so I'm not spoiling anything. You now know that Michael B. Jordan's, who plays a twin in the movie, his twin brother becomes a vampire. You learn his love interest, who just married Josh Allen, by the way, Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah. She becomes a vampire. And it's just like, what are you doing?
And honestly,
and maybe there's more to it, but those seem to be pretty big plot points that
the original, I mean, and maybe I'm stupid. Maybe this is my turn to be stupid.
You are stupid.
I am stupid.
We are stupid.
We are together. When I saw the original trailers, I would call them teaser trailers, which is really the only kind you should show. And I didn't get vampire at all. I got a completely different vibe. I just thought it was more of a possessed kind of thing.
Okay.
Like a religious cult type of possessed thing. I didn't know there was vampires until tonight. So I agree with you that, they ruined it. And and it's almost like I guess it's vampires / zombies. It's all kind of together now.
Well, hopefully that's a twist. Hopefully there are zombies in it and we don't know. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would kind of be at least something fresh. So yeah, I agree with you because I was excited to see it. I mean, like you said, we'll still see it, but
well, maybe and maybe there's so much in the movie that's a small reveal, but those didn't seem like small reveals to me at all. I was just
not compared to the original teaser. I thought, like you said, the first ones were good. Just leave it.
Perfect.
It would have been fine. So
also, I'm excited for the monkey.
It's a Stephen King.
I'm excited for it. I got to say, that trailer has got me in. I like the lead guy, the Brit. They're all British. Everyone's British.
I'm like, which Brit? That's one other thing about tonight's movie. Jack Quaid, American.
That's goddamn right, dude. Yeah. Made in the USA, bro. We're tariffing. Yeah, we're tariffs on all the new Brit. That's what Trump should do. Put tariffs on British actors. Announce 25% tariffs on every fucking British actor except Christian Bale. He's great.
That's so funny. I've never. Oh yeah, Jordan was telling me, she was like telling me who the actor was, and she was saying Theo's. She was saying Theo, and I thought she was saying Theo Vaughn, and I was like, we
She
were in the
did say Theo
theater,
Von.
and I was like, it's not Theo Vaughn. I know it's not Theo Vaughn, but I
It's
didn't
Theo
know his name was.
Longbottom.
It's Theo James, which is such a British last name, James. I've seen this guy before, but I could not tell you what he's in. I'm gonna have to Google it.
The latest thing was, for what I know him from, was
Divergent.
yeah, but
That's
fuck all that noise. He did the Netflix TV show
Underworlds.
of The Gentleman, which is one of my movie. I keep telling you, you gotta see it.
Yep,
It's great.
You have.
But he did the TV spinoff show, which is also fucking great. Go check it out. So yeah, but no, I'm excited to see that one too. But
I've seen him in something else though, and I'm trying to go through his filmography because it's not.
No disrespect to Divergent, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that either. He's in Allegiant, Divergent, Insurgent. I'm assuming those are all together.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
That's a
It's all
franchise.
part of this. It's a franchise. It's like the Hunger Games kind of thing. It has the actress I intentionally love to hate, which is Shailene Woodley, who I just for some reason
Yeah,
cannot
you can't.
stand.
You cannot
stand her.
stand it.
I
You
can't.
don't know
I
why
can't even
either.
say her. No, I know why. It's just
Well,
not.
why?
It's just a very superficial reason that most people. It's not socially acceptable to say.
Okay, all right.
I just don't like her face.
Yeah,
I saw her in the movie Adrift, and her nose.
well, that's
was
fine to
just,
say.
like this the whole movie, and she's
Dude,
dirty and disgusting, and that's the movie. It's a true story movie. She just looks wrecked. I just was like, this girl is not cute at all. And
I
then
feel that
right after that, she went and got engaged to Aaron Rodgers, and I was like, oh, she's cute and stupid, so no problem.
no shit.
I mean, they broke up because everyone does.
That's right. That's right. No, I feel that way about the actress from Handmaid's Tale. I can't. An Invisible Man. I cannot fucking. I haven't either, but I saw enough commercials for it. But she's an Invisible Man too, which is
she the main actress? Is that who you're talking about?
She's the main one. Just pull up Handmaid's Tale and you'll see.
I've seen. Yeah, her name is Elizabeth Moss. I've never seen her in anything else.
No, thank God. I can't do it. And I've never seen a thing. Maybe she's a good actress. I don't know, but
she's probably British.
She's definitely British. They're all British, dude. Slap the tariffs.
They're just all to slap the tariffs.
Slap the tariffs on these people.
No,
more Jack Quaid.
She's American.
Fun fact, I wanted to know if you knew this. Do you know who Jack Quaid's mom is?
Come on now.
You know?
Dude, I grew up. Of course I know.
I had no idea.
Because I grew up with her. I had a huge crush on her before she wrecked her face and everything. Then thanks to Dennis Quaid, I think, they had a real, that divorce was nasty. So for the listeners, for the listeners, it is Meg Ryan. And Meg Ryan, I think if memory serves, you need to go to Entertainment Time for this stuff about 25 years ago. I think he had an affair or an alleged affair, and then she retaliated, I think, and had an affair with, I believe it was Russell Crowe in the movie. Let me pull up the movie. It was a good movie though, by the way. They were on set together.
They Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Kind of. It was like, it was like that, but before, obviously, way before social media and all that. So it was only like the paparazzi that would get that. It was a movie called Proof of Life. Really good movie.
Love that movie.
Like, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we forgot about, God, Russell Crowe's just such a stud.
Such a fucking stud.
So that movie, he has to rescue her, or she's rescuing him. I can't really remember now.
I don't either.
So the rumor goes that he's captured, and then she retains the services of a freelance hostage negotiator, which is Terry Thorne, who is Russell Crowe. Okay, that's right. So her husband is not Russell Crowe. Her husband is a different guy.
Right.
David
He's
Morse,
the kidnapped
really
guy.
Good too. He's the kidnapped guy. And they bring in Russell Crowe to negotiate with international terrorists, which that's kind of a crazy script. I'm thinking about that. That was 25 years ago. It's pretty good. Anyway, that was like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith. No, they don't. Kind of situation.
Damn,
but again, way before social media and all of that, so it didn't quite get. But so it was nasty, and they don't. My understanding is they don't talk. It's ugly. So good for Jack Quaid to kind of come out of all that. I had such a huge crush on her back in the day. You've Got Mail?
I was looking at
in Seattle.
They're both looking pretty rough these days, Dennis and Meg. Dennis just because he's got, he's just old as shit. But
yeah,
yeah, I haven't seen Meg. Meg Ryan. I was just talking to my mother about this last night because I was wondering if they knew. But yeah, I haven't seen her in any. She's, I guess, retired, or I don't know what she's doing anymore.
well, so
or maybe she's living off that divorce money.
Well, she did. Well, the truth of the matter is, it's actually really sad. She was like the it girl for like a solid 5 to 7 years. She was in all the romance movies, and then she did. She had the whole plastic surgery gone awry thing, and she just totally wrecked her face. And I think my understanding is that she's like spent years trying to like undo it. But like here, I'll show you guys like just because I think it's relevant to the discussion. This is, let me screen share this. It's pretty gnarly, so prepare yourselves accordingly. And who knows how much of this is real or isn't.
Dude.
Like, I think this is the more accurate kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's probably more this. And even this isn't good, right? This isn't great.
No, she's got that Cocker Spaniel hair.
Like everything, but I mean her face-wise, the lip fillers and all that. But there was a hot minute where this was the stuff that was getting on the tabloids, was this, where'd it go? This kind of thing. Where it was like, just what happened to you?
Yeah.
Right? And
yeah,
so, see, am I sharing right now?
Yeah. No,
okay,
you're good.
Cool.
No, the one on the right looks like clearly photoshopped to be worse than it is. But yeah, I mean.
Right. But it's not good. And
it's
so
not great.
I think she spiraled a little bit after that. I don't know, man. Look, this one.
I don't know what she's doing.
This is Meg Ryan right here.
Ooh, fuck, man. She looks like the witch.
Yeah. So I think
Robert Eggers.
This is what happened, I think. And again, it's hard to know.
No disrespect, Meg Ryan.
You can trust. But anyway, I wish her the best. But yeah,
I do too.
things were a little rough.
I can't. It's like her and Madonna are competing or something for the worst face in the fucking face of the planet. But
should we segue, because there was a lot. You said you had a laundry list of things.
I got some things, dude. Let's
transition, because I feel like we got a lot that has happened. So go ahead, unfetter yourself.
Well, I'll start with this. I had to get a new phone, which really fucking sucks because my old phone was paid off, and every time you upgrade, you're looking at double pretty much what your bill was before, whatever. And you got to go to the fucking store. So I go to the T-Mobile store, and naturally there's 5 people ahead of me, and there's only 2 employees working. I'm hungover. I'm not feeling good at all, but I got to get a phone. So I'm in there, I'm waiting 45 minutes, which I'm being more like, to my own credit, I'm like, I'm hungover. I'm like, I'm doing pretty good right now, like to myself.
You're giving yourself a pep talk, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm doing pretty good right now.
Way to go, buddy.
Yeah. So it's like 45, 50 minutes. And also, people go to T-Mobile stores for the dumbest shit. Or go to like your carrier store for the dumbest shit to like pay their bill or look at like merchant, like just look at shit. It's like, dude, you could do all this online. You could do this anywhere. You could pay your bill online. You could do any of this anywhere else. You don't have to be doing it here. And again, I'm just like, I'm
get out of my way.
Yeah, but I'm also like, I just hate myself. This is not on you. It's just on me. Just like sitting there, not feeling well.
Trying to be mature about the situation.
As best as I can, which we all know is not great. But so finally it's like 55 an hour. This guy comes out of the back, another employee. So I immediately handle that well. He's walking out, and I go, oh, there's more of you? That's what I say.
That's what you said? You are such a jerk.
I'm such a jerk.
You're such a jerk.
I stink.
Poor guy's on his 30-minute lunch break that he gets on the whole day.
Well, so the whole time I'm going, you're doing great, dude. Just keep this up. It's all good. And then I go, oh, there's more of you. And then my inner monologue goes, fuck. Fuck. So naturally,
you try to bring it back in your mouth. Oh.
Yeah, dude. Immediately I'm just like, fuck. I 0 days without incident. But so he hits me with, he goes, I'm on my lunch break. like stern,
See?
and then just walks out. And I go, well, I haven't seen you for an hour. I've been here for an hour. Like, what's this lunch break? I know it's not, maybe an hour if you got that, but like, also, and listen, I'm the type of guy, bro. I'm a hard worker. So I go, there's people to be helped, out and fucking help them. You can get back to your, big Carl meal later, whatever. So I'm like,
I'm getting an image of what he must have looked like.
Well, he immediately roasts me and just go, I'm on my lunch break. And everybody in the room is just like, yeah, you fucking idiot. So now I'm feeling bad.
So the crowd was not on your side with this.
The crowd was not on my side at all. They were all very patient, lovely people, had nowhere to be. Neither did I, but I just wanted to get out of there.
Neither did I. It's more the principle. I get
right.
it. Yeah.
And so I finally get called. Great. I'm fucking hyped. My phone is destroyed, by the way. It's incomprehensible, the condition my phone's in. It's like bent in half. There's no fixing it.
It's like someone put it in vice grips and just bent the hell out of it.
It's crazy, dude. It's like someone shot it. It's like someone put a bullet through my phone. And so the guy's like, immediately, he's like, well, he goes, let's check if you have insurance. I go, I don't give a fuck if I have insurance. Just like get me into a new phone, whatever it's going to be. And so the guy was great, by the way. And he immediately tells me, he's like, my manager called out. We're short staffed. And as he's saying this, the guy who was on lunch is walking back in with a Starbucks panini or something fucking disgusting. And he's just moseying on past. And dude, he's been on lunch forever, which is crazy. But
I feel like it's probably an exact hour, but it just feels like 4 hours to you.
I don't know, dude. I was there for an hour when he walked. It doesn't matter, whatever. And so, like, we just get to chatting, and I guess his manager called out, and, like, we're having a good time. We're, like, going back and forth. And, of course, he's like, do you want to watch? It's only $10 more a month. I'm like, of course I want to watch. Give me a fucking watch. Like,
God.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
You
I'm like,
really did?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You are such a sucker. Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Throw it in. I feel like shit. I'll deal with it later.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, I'll deal with
them dollars. He
said.
Yeah,
my bill's gonna triple. I don't care. I'm not even. I'm gonna end it all tomorrow, anyways. So it doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ.
We're having a great time, dude.
He's
giving me deals. I had to return some equipment too. I'm like, where do I go to return the equipment? He's giving me all the info I need.
You got a name for this guy in a store location? I feel like
I got his card. Hold on, I got his card. Shit, I don't have my wallet. I don't have my wallet, but I got his
check
card.
Your new Apple Watch.
I look down at my phone and I go, my God, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. And I look behind me. There's 18 people in this team.
And they're just pissed at you because you're taking forever with your watch.
They fucking hate me. There's 25 people in this T-Mobile, dude, who are just exactly where I was an hour and a half ago. And I'm like, oh, shit.
God, that is so funny.
So I dude, so I roasted this T-Mobile employee for taking too long. I almost took this guy out on a date. Jesus Christ. He could have sold me anything. God, dude.
Wow.
I spent an entirely too much money. He got me for a phone case. He got me for unlimited screen protectors. I have lifetime screen protector.
Yeah, except the problem is that doesn't fix you. It doesn't stop your phone from getting bent like a corkscrew.
No. Anyways, I'm a piece of shit, dude. I hate myself, and yeah.
What a story. See, this is like what I love is Christian has these types of stories. I got no stories like this. I just never find myself in these situations. And I think it's because I just keep my head down. I'm so in here. And there's two types of people. There's people out here and there's people in here. And I am just never out here. I tell Jamie all the time, I'm always telling people, I'm like, dude, I am one of the most self-involved people, and not in like at least I don't think in like a douchey way or anything like that. But like, I'll give you an example. This is like my kind of story, and then maybe kind of do one what stinks this week segment on the state of the world, but we'll come back to that. But real quick story. Me and Jamie were one time at a Lids and we were shopping for a hat, right? Or I like to go in. And sometimes when we happen to catch ourselves at the mall, which is like never, but every once in a while, I'll be, all right, let me go in and just see if they have any new hats kind of thing. And so I went in and this guy comes up to me, one of the workers, and it's just like, is there anything I can help you with kind of thing? And I was just like, nah, I'm good. Right. And Jamie was with me. And so like 5 to 6 minutes later, she just goes, I don't even know if it was 5 to 6 minutes later. It might've just been like 30 seconds later, but she's just like, you're just such an ass. But like the way she said it, the way it was like, it wasn't like she was like embarrassed by me or mad at me, but it was just like, she was like, you're so like rude. And I was just like, what? And I was like taken aback by it. She's like, yeah, like you just, and I'm like,
I would have murdered the entire store if that happened. What do you mean I'm rude? Am I being rude? I'm being patient. I've been patient for an hour. What do you mean I'm being rude?
Old Nick may have done that, but I know that Jamie's not. She's just coming at me like with an objective opinion. But the part of me was a little hair on the back of my neck stood up. I'm like, I'm not rude. What are you talking about, right? So like I started getting like a little defensive, and she was just like, yeah, like you just like you have like that, like don't fucking talk to me face. And I was like, there's facts here because. For listeners, I work in sales. I'm a sales manager, but I actually hate selling in general. I just hate it. I don't want to be sold. I don't want you to come and try to sell me anything. I don't want you to convince me of anything. I don't want to hear the deals. You're not selling Nick on phone cases and Apple Watches ever. I hate it. I won't even let you. I won't even let you open your mouth. I'll be out of the store. I won't even look at you. Right. So this guy, poor guy, he's just asking if I need help. But my response is, don't try to sell me a hat. And so I do. I said,
he goes, but sir, that's the only thing we have here.
I'm just here to look, right? I was like Costanza at the dealership in that Seinfeld episode. I will walk out of here, But Jamie was like, but then she started telling me, she's like, he's just asking if you need help. And I said, you know what? You're right. And I said, I realized in that moment, I don't ever, and you'll notice this now that I'm saying it probably if we ever hang out in public, I don't look at anyone in the eye. I don't even look at anyone's face ever.
Oh, yeah, if I'm not trying to.
Right, but like people do because they're people watchers and they like to watch people or they like to talk to people. And I don't like people. I don't want to talk to people. I definitely don't want you to look into my eyes. So I just with that because it kind of feels like so it looks like I'm just kind of a jerk sometimes. When in reality, it's like I just don't want to small talk you, and I don't want to be sold. I'm just not that interested in people. But it cracks me up because that's the reason why I don't get any of these stories because I'm never talking to anyone.
Dude, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I could be looking down at the floor, and somebody would walk up to me and pull my chin up and go, "We got a problem."
Well, that's what I'm thinking when you were telling me the story about the guy coming out of the back. My first thought was just if you were just looking down like I do. You wouldn't have even seen him, and then this whole thing would have passed you by. But you were just so fired up, and it's like, oh, really? You're gonna come out with a hoagie in your hand, dude? I don't know, whatever you got.
Sell me a fucking iPhone and a watch. You're missing out
over here. Christian's begging to be sold. Don't sell me anything.
I'm the easiest mark of all time. But no, you got to go get a fucking panini.
Oh, God. All right. So let's move along. We got a lot of things that have come up this week, and we got just a little bit of time. Your thoughts on the two hot topics socially of the day, mostly movies. We got to get to, let's do a little wordplay association. I'm going to tell you the situation that happened this week, and I just want a one-word response from you. Okay? We haven't rehearsed this. This is off the cuff. Christian has no idea what I'm going to talk about.
This will go
I say Jaden Smith is wearing a castle on his head. One word response, go. Nope, too late. One word.
Hold on. I know it's two words. Action Bronson, because Action Bronson has a tattoo of a castle on the back of his head, it made me think of that.
Okay. All right. Action Bronson. That is not where I thought you would go with that. Still don't even know what that really is. Right.
He's a rapper and food connoisseur, which I just mean he used to be fat.
Wow. Yeah. I'm hearing
he's not anymore though.
I'm hearing a lot of that these days. rapper / X. And I love that. Like, that's another thing that happened this week. So let's talk about that. I say morbidly obese rapper is turned down by Uber. Your one word response.
Lawsuit.
Okay.
Definite lawsuit. And I had this story too, because did you see a picture of this lady? Did you get
Of
eyes on
course.
her? Okay.
Not all of her.
Did you watch the video as well?
Yes.
Okay, so this dude is rolling up in a Mercedes-Benz like S-Class, or I don't know, like it's a Mercedes-Benz. And this lady, she's got to be 500 pounds. She has to be.
She's over 350 easily. Yeah.
Dude, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy, the Uber driver, the way he went about the situation was so funny to me, because he was just so casually like, yeah, you're just too fat. He was nice.
So he was stating facts like every cab driver in New York City would do. He was giving her the New York, like, you're not fitting in here. Not gonna work.
He was so matter of fact about it. He goes, I've done this. I've been through this. You can't get in here.
Dude, like, so that's a good one that happened this week. So now when you say lawsuit, do you mean her suing them or in reverse?
Yeah, she's already suing them. She's going to win $5 million, and you and I are going to be still doing this fucking podcast every week.
For no money.
For zero money, but for the love of the game.
That's right.
And
yeah. So we can talk about these people.
Yeah, and just more losing. I'm going to, a year from now,
more trips to Metro PCS and T-Mobile.
Yeah, just bothering T-Mobile employees because I can't stand my life anymore.
You're just mad that you can't afford a panini. I get it. Well, the reason I thought it was relevant is because you were like, oh, he's a food critic / rapper. And they're just tagging rapper to every situation now. Like, morbidly obese rapper. Which one, is, okay, fine. Everyone's a rapper now. All right, let's move along. We got another one. The reason why I said that is because the Jaden Smith thing, that's how they led his headline too. Jaden Smith, actor and rapper.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a rapper. He's actually more of a rapper than an actor. So I would take the actor part off because Yeah, I would take actor part off and I'll give him the rapper part, but more so I would just say certified dumbass. More of the category.
We don't even have time to get to his sister, who is like, I don't know, the whole vibes of the brother sister thing.
Dude,
that thing's a mess.
And
that is
Kanye and his girlfriend. Did you see this?
So you didn't let me get to it.
Okay,
All
sorry.
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry. Introduce it.
Full nudity, red carpet. Go.
Yeah. So Kanye.
One word response. One word.
Jesus. I want to say Jesus. And I'll tell you why I say Jesus, because Kanye claims to be a Christian and just put out a devout Christian, a very serious Christian who just put out a gospel album, I think during COVID a couple years ago, and now has his own fuckbot. His wife is literally Iris. He literally has an Iris who he just, I guess she's a willing participant. I'm sure we'll find out 5 years from now she wasn't. But for now, she's a willing participant and just does whatever he says, and was on the red carpet, butt naked, completely naked. And not just naked, but bottom down, on TV, which I guess you could just do now. I didn't know. In San Francisco, you've been able to do that forever, but I didn't know they would air it. But what's funny is they weren't even invited. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
They crashed the red carpet. Yeah, they crashed the red carpet and then got kicked out after that. They were never even supposed to be there.
I heard about them getting kicked out, obviously. I didn't know that they weren't invited, but it kind of makes sense because Kanye is nobody's friend in Hollywood right now.
No, and especially not the Jewish people. So he wasn't even invited, which makes it, I found that out, and that makes it 100 times funnier because it's just crazy. But you know what? They seem like they're having a good time, so more power to them. Can you do? And there was also a meme. Man. There was a meme of some 12-year-old kid who was also on the red carpet, around the corner, and he's looking.
Jesus, dude.
But yeah,
you're totally right. I didn't really. I guess that's in 2025. It takes a lot to be shocked. The shock value they were like, we literally, the only way you're gonna get an eviscerate response is to do something this crazy. Because let's face it, dude. I mean, we're tapping out on the crazy train, dude. Like, there's so hard to like shock people now. But like you said, I mean, to just walk. I mean, obviously she had the coat on at first, but to just be like, all right, hey boys, here I am, and like everyone's like, holy, like
Well, I
Entertainment
mean,
Tonight's
like,
like, are you getting this, Jim? Like, just crazy.
dude, yeah, and I mean, boobs are that's been around forever. We're all, especially on the red carpet too. Like, not like there's
Not
always been
fully
like
exposed like
no, but
that,
there's
though.
always been like the see through, like sheer, like people have pushed it for sure, but like nipples,
Yeah.
whatever. But like we're talking, we're talking full lips on the red carpet
Jesus. Yeah.
is pretty nuts.
Crazy.
And then to just get kicked out after that is
Yeah, and
fucking
I did
wild. But
hear I did hear that they said they were hoping to make more of an impact, which I'm like,
on what?
what were you gonna do inside? Like if you got in, I'm not, just walk the aisle. Like I don't know what where
Yeah.
you were going from there, but yeah, I heard that.
Well,
Because these are all rumors.
if he did get in, I wish he would have pulled his old stunt where Taylor Swift won the award show and he ruined it, where this time Beyonce won for Best Country Album, and I wish he would have ruined that. That
It's
would have been
just
great. That would have been great
what
if Beyonce won the country award and he pulls it from her and goes, Taylor Swift had the best country video of all time. He should have
That
just
would have been
reversed it.
absolutely
He
classic.
could have literally reversed the whole situation and made amends to Taylor. He could have made it right.
Which is crazy because
although she wasn't up for a
something-
country album, but
No, but that's what's funny about that is that is like something you could see him easily doing. I could easily see him doing that had he been invited. So, and now there's rumors about that too. I mean, this is what Hollywood is, folks. I mean, these are singers, not really actors, and this is mostly movies, not mostly music. But yeah, now people are mad at Taylor Swift because she's stealing shine from Sabrina Carpenter, who, don't get me started on her. Like, just all of them. It's just it's a catfight out there, dude. You got Blake Lively and you got Taylor Swift and you got Sabrina Carpenter and Beyonce. Everyone's freaking out in Hollywood, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get into that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively thing, because that plot just keeps on thickening, baby. They're churning butter. They are churning butter over there. It might be a new Johnny Depp Amber Heard type situation where we're gonna watch this play out in court, but the accusations on both sides. One thing I read was Ryan Reynolds wrote an apology letter to Blake Lively, right? And sent it to Jason, what's his name? Justin Baldoni, and sent it to him and said, basically threatening him. He goes, you need to post this letter as if you wrote it. Otherwise, we're going to do X, Y, and Z or whatever. Like, that's just one of the things, which is because I read the letter and the whole thing is just like, Blake's the best. It's like clearly written by Ryan. It's like, Blake's the best. She could do no wrong. Like all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, your husband wrote this. But apparently he sent this to him, threatening Justin and being like, you have to post this as if you wrote it, an apology letter to my wife. All this, again, substantiated at this point, but it's getting spicy, dude. It's getting really spicy. And apparently Justin might have the receipts and I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I could say this at the minimum. He hasn't caved yet. So he hasn't bowed down to anything yet. So he's not really afraid of anything in particular at the moment. But how sad is this though? Because I mean, Ryan Reynolds and Blake, I mean, they got kids. And it's like this stuff is getting dragged around, and it's a very different type of drama too. It's a totally different type of scandal because there's no affair, at least not that we know of.
Exactly. That's the other part to it.
That's the other part. That's the other part. By the way, last thing we'll say, maybe we'll wrap it up from here. But I was also thinking of this movie today randomly because one of the was it the preview or was it in the movie today? The Ends With Us. One of the actors. There's a preview we watched tonight that Christian was like, this is clearly the date is causing this. And I forget the name of that movie now, but you were
yeah.
It looks dumb. It looks very stupid. But that's the guy from It Ends With Us. The date. He's the guy. And I immediately was like, oh man, everyone's coming up, right?
Crazy.
So yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, there was a lot of crap that went down in the last
Well,
week
yeah,
and a half.
I got
We
one.
haven't even gotten to the
My
plane crashes.
That's what I was
So
going to say. Well, real quick, what stinks this week for me is I will never get on another plane as long as I live. At this point, I haven't been on a plane and I can't even tell you when, but I already don't like it. And now it's just every single week, planes are falling out of the sky. A Black Hawk helicopter beelined it into a commercial airliner, and nobody knows why. There's no answers. We'll never get any answers. They're never going to tell us anything. They don't tell us anything anymore about anything. It'll be 3 weeks from now, and it'll be, well, not even 3 weeks from now. It was over in 4 days. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. But I can't, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get on an airplane anymore at this point. I'm fucking terrified. And I'm terrified, dude.
I will say this, man, like
None of it makes any sense.
You know where my fears have been forever. I'm a card carrying member of the Fear of Flying, committee. It's a faith exercise for me. And it's always like when you get, I don't get on a plane thinking I'm going to make it off. I legitimately get on a plane going,
how could you?
God, and that's the only way I'm getting down is if he puts me down. And that's why I don't do it a lot. To your point, like there's got to be extreme cases in order for me to get on one. And there's just parts of life that you got to kind of do, like our daughter's wedding, for example. But
yeah, and I'm like,
it's hard, man. But yeah, we already have enough to worry about.
Well, and
it's just keeping the plane in the air is hard enough. So
but then they don't even make it easy to get to your imminent doom anymore. Like getting to the part where the plane crashes is hell. Going through security and TSA and all this shit, your flight gets delayed. Imagine doing 9 hours in some fucked up airport, and then the fucking plane crashes. You get no meal, you get nothing. The whole thing fucking blows, dude.
You get no meal.
Yeah, in-flight
meal. The worst part about it for this recent tragedy, obviously they're all tragic, but
it's terrible.
I mean, they're both tragic. The one with all the dance, the ice skaters and all that. I mean, they were about to land. They had already done the hardest part. So that's already crazy. Then you got the medical one. It's like, this is a plane that's supposed to be saving lives.
Yeah.
I mean, the irony is like, it's really bad, and things gonna have to calm down. And I do think that people will get answers. We won't get those answers because I don't think it would serve the public in any real profound way. Someone will get answers on that stuff. Isn't it true that the pilot the Black Hawk pilot was a White House aide for Biden? I think that's the latest.
Yeah, at one point she was, but
which I don't know if that means anything. Probably doesn't, but it's just weird.
Yeah, the whole thing is weird. The video of it is weird because you just see the helicopter literally just beelining it in the flight path. But the thing that makes no sense to me is you have air traffic control. And so this helicopter, it's a military Black Hawk, who I guess they're running some training exercise, and they're not supposed to go in commercial airspace. Well, they're in. Why the fuck are they in commercial airspace at all? Makes no sense at all. But they're not supposed to apparently go above 200 feet. Apparently, this helicopter was double that height. And so I just don't understand how there's no one on the radio being like, you're too high, or anybody talking to anybody. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. And like to just have no answers. It's crazy.
Well, no answers that we're going to get. I mean, I agree with you that, and I've always had this is my take on every conspiracy. It's, and this is what makes conspiracies so hard is you have to sell me that there's so many failure points, right? There's like, and there's like, if it's let's say it's it's a committee of Hollywood elite, you have to sell me that every Hollywood person is on board with it and they're all keeping quiet, all of them, everybody. And so then when I bring that up, like the people who are on the conspiracy side will say, well, they just kill all the ones that aren't on board. And I'm like, it seems like a stretch to murder all of them, but that's what people say. Well, same thing with this, right? It's like, you got to convince me that, like you said, okay, so, and this is what's coming out, right? It's leaking out. Oh, the air traffic controller was short staffed. Okay. You still have to have people manning them. You may have someone doing more work, but I mean, my understanding is FAA is the most highly regulated thing in any agency. So if that's the case, then I don't really think I can buy that it was short staffed if it's that regulated, right?
Well, they did
Because
say. Well, no, they did say they sent a person home earlier that day. So apparently they were. But also the thing I'm unclear about is the air traffic controllers who are speaking with a Black Hawk who's doing a military exercise. I would imagine are not the same air traffic controllers who are speaking with the commercial airline. I would imagine
no,
those people are communicating with each other, but also there's flight paths that have to be produced before you even take off.
right.
So it's such a failure on so many levels.
Yeah, it seems impossible for there to be that many. And so this is like the inverse of conspiracy. There's some
Right.
things where I go, it can't be conspiracy because it's too hard to keep that a secret. Then there's things like this where I go, it must be a conspiracy because there's no way this many things failed.
Yeah, the incompetence is so high.
When you're
And
dealing
I guess
with lives of people,
that
like kids and families, dude. This is not
and
like
now
a military op,
and
you
as
know.
no, but as technology gets better and better and better, like if this would have happened in 2007, you go, all right, that's that's a tragic fucking thing, but I could kind of see it. But 2025, you go, how?
Well, cars
It's
are driving
crazy.
themselves
Yeah,
through.
it's
I was at a
crazy.
concert with my daughter last week, and we're standing in San Francisco, and cars are just driving around by themselves, just driving around.
Yeah,
So we could do
driverless.
that. We could do
Driverless.
that with all sorts of traffic all over the ground. Pedestrians, squirrels, homeless folks, other cars. I mean, we got all the technology in the world to mass produce driverless cars, and this happens. So, yeah, it's very
Anyway,
difficult to believe. And
No, but
tragic.
it's also it's just done nothing for my confidence in ever getting on an airplane again. And I want to overcome these things, but at this point, I have to do like Kat did in Companion. I have to take 2 Xanax and down half a bottle of wine for me to just pass out on the tarmac and wake up on the runway with a knife in my back, and I don't even feel it. That's what, or a fucking jet propeller saw me in half, and I don't care because I'm on too much Xanax.
Jesus Christ. Wow, that is quite a way to end the show. We went long, an hour and 23, but
We're having fun,
man,
baby.
A lot went down this week.
Well, we
man.
didn't have a
lot
show
went
last
down.
week either. So
That's true. We didn't.
we didn't.
All right, cool. Well, anything last minute things or good to wrap it up?
The one thing we didn't touch on the movie, just real quick, was the orgasm scene, which was jarring as hell and hilarious.
It was like
It was out of nowhere.
it was like 2.3 seconds. Yeah, it was funny.
Just the noise he made sounded like me in the bathroom before I went to T-Mobile last week, and that's all I have to say.
Or was it you after you bought a phone and a watch and upgraded to lifetime insurance and you got in the bathroom and went, I wouldn't. I would barely call it an orgasm. It was more like he was just letting out a dry heave. It was
Dude, it was so funny. I love that part. But anyways, I love you, brother.
All right.
Great to catch
I
up.
love you too. All right.
We'll see what next week
Companion,
brings us. Go see Companion. Great film.
Yeah.
As always, thanks for the support, guys, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. See ya.
Later, brother.